Why don't I get your Instagram?
Okay. No, she
All
has
right.
a boyfriend. It's okay.
But she just said okay.
No.
Whoa, relax. What? Listen, you don't know if that could be my future wife.
Okay.
Exactly.
Actually, maybe.
Gotcha. Well, guess what? I didn't go up to you.
Did you see this video of that 13-year-old crashing out after the mom took away her daughter's cell phone, and while she was at work, the little brother took this video of her taking a pickaxe to the family pickup truck. That truck has to be at least $55,000, and she makes numerous holes in the back of the bed of the pickup to justify her rage that she no longer has a cell phone. And something tells me she needs more than just her cell phone taken away. Okay? I hope this mom went down to the police station, filed a police report, and had her daughter processed. Because you need to teach your daughter that your actions have serious consequences, especially when it involves taking a gardening tool and damaging family's property. Like, girl, honestly, be so for real.
Somebody tell me why guys don't shoot their shot. Like, there's a 99.9% chance that you're gonna get my number if you come up and talk to me. You have no competition, baby. It's wide open. And also, like, I feel like I'm kind of an approachable person, you know? Like, I'm really tall. But other than that, like, so as long as you're, like, tall and, like, somewhat attractive, you have a chance. I don't get it. Because they'll just be, like, standing there, like, giggling and, like, looking at you. But then they will never come up to you. And it's, like, it's a waste of time.
Okay. Fit check. My shoes are Prada. My leggings are Lulu. My sweatshirt's Aloe. My purse is Louis V. My coffee's Dunkin'.
My purse is Hermes. My pants are Express. My sneakers are Versace. My shirt's Neiman.
Thanks for watching.
So I got friend zoned. Tonight I finally got the courage to ask one of my guy friends out and admit my feelings for him. And I asked him to be my boyfriend, and he said no. He did not feel the same way for me, and he said that he just wanted to be friends. I have been crying all night, and I feel like I ruined our friendship because I admitted my feelings for him. And when we hung out, I thought we had a connection and there were sparks, and I guess I misread the whole thing. It sucks when someone doesn't feel the same way about you. I wish I didn't admit to him that I wanted a relationship because I feel like I embarrassed myself.
I'm gonna tell you guys super straight up, the only freaking reason why it's like hard to find love now and why it's hard to date and this and that and whatever, this is the only reason. People can like list all these freaking reasons as to why it's happening and this and that and men and women, masculine and feminine and blah blah blah. Legit, the only reason why is because women have freedom now. Women have autonomy. Women are able to take care of themselves. They don't need a man. So that when you realize that you don't need a man to help you survive in this life, you realize how much they were actually a nuisance instead of just being helpful. The only reason why marriages and stuff like that lasted and they worked and dating and this and that blah blah is because we had to stick around. And now that we don't have to stick around, they have to give us something worth sticking around for. It's legit the only reason. It's because men don't have control anymore, and they're also just mad that like we have things like gut feelings. Like they don't have that.
I don't think they really understand what control actually looks like. You've been given privileges to do things that you want to do. Men voted on that. You didn't just come out of nowhere and say, I'm going to continue to do this. Men said, you know what? We should treat people better. Let's stop doing that. That's the evolving of humans in society. He didn't just out of nowhere just say, this is what's going to happen, and we're going to put our foot down and No. A man decided, you know what? Let's do this. These guys were acting crazy. You guys are going to continue to say that men don't like women. Men are useless. But the reason that you have what you have is because a man said, let's put it in motion. Let's do it. Let's make a more equal society for everybody.
If a guy faked, and I would be pissed. I would be pissed. You're saying that guys fake it too to protect the lady's feelings. Before you come at me with this is a double standard, it is. It is a double standard. Generally speaking, I'm not saying that it's correct for the woman to fake her climax. I don't think women should fake their climaxes. I think they either should climax or don't. And if they don't, not a big deal. Don't fake it. But it's generally, I guess, like, more accepted, I guess. But for a guy to fake it, please don't do that. Please don't do that. Look. If you found out that the person you were doing it with was... If you're a guy and you found out that the person that you're doing it with faked it, on a level of 1 to 10, how annoyed or upset or not care would you be? I feel like if I found out that my partner faked it, I would probably be on that scale of 1 to 10, probably a 12. What? What are you doing?
You better pay attention to me tonight. I'm so sick of this.
Oh my God.
Touch and buy a drink. I mean, it's like very simple.
She's so mad. Okay, why is she mad? Well, because she got all dolled up. See that tight fitted orange dress, right? Did her hair, went to the nail salon, got a special little mani pedi, you know. Maybe did a little waxing because she thought she was going to get funky that night, you know, right? And she went out and no one is giving her any time. Attractive girl. So she's like, what is going on? She goes home, she looks in the mirror, she's like, making sure. She's like, no, I look good, right? Asks her friends, like, is this look? Oh yeah, you look amazing, which they'll say even if she doesn't look amazing. But honey, any guy would be just so lucky to have you. I know, right? And like, her and all her friends are just like, why? I told you, guys are tired. Guys are tired of you. They're tired of you pretending to want to take them seriously when you really just want the free drinks. They're tired of going up to you and you being like, thanks for the drink, you know, doing this game you do. Tired. They're tired of the takers. They're tired. They don't want to deal with any of that. They're tired of, oh, you know, you meet all of these qualifications, right? You know, you got all the qualifications and she's talking to you and she's like, oh, but, you know, there's this one thing. He has a boat and it's red and I don't like the color red. Oh, right? Because they feel like they can be so picky that they've got everything met, but they can just nitpick about everything, right? They're tired of you. You want guys to come up to you, change your attitude, change your strategy, treat them differently. And that's going to have to happen over a long period of time, right? It took decades to get here. Guys finally saying, I am done with you. And social media played a big part because now they go on socials and they see women talking all their crap. So they're like, oh, I know what's going on now behind the scenes. When I walk away after buying you that drink, I know you're making a fool out of me. They're like, I'm done. You're going to make a fool out of me? Honey, now I'm going to make a fool out of you. I'm going to sit at that bar. I'm going to drink my scotch. I'm not buying you nothing. I'm not even looking your way. That's what's going on. Change your attitude. It's going to take a long time for guys to feel like you've changed genuinely, and then you'll see. But for now, especially in the cities, guys are just sitting back with their drink and they're just letting this drama unfold. It's hilarious. It's like, you know, they're frazzled cats. Frazzled cats. Ooh, very entertaining. All right. This one also went extremely viral on, I think it was TikTok. It is TikTok. Okay. Single girl, 30 years old. Just pay attention to her expression and how do you think this woman is actually feeling? Let's listen to what she has to say.
Nothing kills the mood more than going out with somebody. Y'all are both in the mood, like out in public in the moment. You're thinking that like, oh, I can't wait to get home and get my paws on you right now. Nothing kills the mood more than you open the door, you walk into the threshold and you're ready to be like, get your paws on them. And they're like, wait, I have to take a shower. Girl, because now 30 minutes pass and I'm waiting and I don't care anymore.
Right.
Because now I'm playing on my phone and I don't care anymore.
Modern women, they really do. They really do just get in the mood of saying stupid stuff.
Hi, hello. I have a question, which I'm pretty sure I'm going to get bashed for, but I truly don't care. And it's my opinion, my TikTok. If you don't like it, delete me, block me, whatever. I don't care. This question is for straight men. Can women have anything? Like, y'all wear man bags, which is, God, hideous. Please stop. What do you put in there? Your lipstick? Nail polish. Why? I now see men wearing like very feminine things with all this like work and like all this stuff going on it. Like, it's not cute. And I'm all for guys getting manicures, pedicures, facials, all of that. You want to stay clean, sure, no problem, great, go get it done. But the nail polish is not necessary. The super feminine things are just not necessary. What happened to men being men? What happened to men just dressing, acting, looking like men? Why do you have to do everything that women do? Can we have anything? Like, what is left that you are not doing that women do? And this is strictly for straight men, because the social media posts nonstop is very cringe if you're a guy. Like, that's very cringe. You're a grown man. Please stop pouting your lips. Not cute. And I literally think that I cannot be the only person that thinks this. Like, how are women okay with their men being just like them? Help me understand, because the math isn't mathing. I'm not understanding. Ugh.
In general, I agree with what you're saying, but I wonder if we can give you guys a little bit of feedback and y'all take it. When we say what happened to women being women, I wonder if y'all hear that and say, you have no right to comment on a woman or her body or the things that she does or the ways that she acts. You've been oppressing her too long. Shut up, sit down. Or is this just like one-sided?
I was having a conversation with one of my girlfriends the other day, and she was telling me how she has a male friend who she's interested in romantically. And I said, have you said anything to him? And she was like, no. And I said, why not? And she said, well, he should get my hints. And I said, hints? What hints? She's like, I mean, the way I act around him and all this stuff. And I was like, the way you act around him? Like, what do you mean? And she's like, he should see that I like him. And I was just like, so why don't you just tell him that you like him? And she's like, well, I don't do that. I don't chase men. And I was like, like chasing men and letting a man know that you're interested in him are two different things. Chasing a man is once he knows that you like him and he's still not giving you any type of time of day or whatever. He kind of has you just kind of lingering over here. Letting a man know, and I don't necessarily mean like, hey, I like you, but giving him some subtle hints at least to let him know that you like him is two totally different things. And I was like, so how do you think he's going to know that you like him if you never say anything? She's like, well, he's gonna have to figure it out. And I had to tell her, like, in this day and time, men are not approaching women, which is really weird to me. But I had to sit back and think, like, why aren't men approaching women? And I've come up with the thought of maybe it has to do with COVID and the Me Too movement. COVID, we were in the house for a year and a half by ourselves. And so we've just kind of learned how to, one, be by ourselves. And two, the Me Too movement, let me tell you something. If you talk or get with the wrong woman, they can ruin your whole life. I mean, just look at Shannon Sharp. He just lost his job at ESPN because he wanted some little young OnlyFans model who he was in a relationship with, but then turned around and said, oh yeah, you assaulted me, the R word and all these other things. And it's just like, what? So yeah, men, I think, gentlemen, if I'm wrong, let me know. But this is just my thought process, that men are just kind of like, just being cautious. Like, yeah, I'm not approaching women because, also in the day of social media, women will do dumb things like posting on social media and be like, oh, look at this guy, he tried to talk to me, oh, he's weird, so it's like, I think men are just like, I'm good. Like, if you're interested, let me know. But other than that, I'm just going to keep it moving. That's how I perceive it. And honestly, if I was a man, that's probably how I would perceive it too. Because like I said, women would be like, he assaulted me. Blanche, all he did was touch your elbow. You know, now everything is creepy, everything is assault, everything is unwanted attention. You know, men would usually be like, hi, how you doing? Smile, oh, you look good today. Now women are like, what do you mean? Why are you smiling at me? Wait, what do you mean I look good today? Everything is taken so out of context. So yeah, if I was a man, I wouldn't say anything to women. I'm gonna keep it moving. Unless you stop me and be like, hey, I like you. I'd be like, all right, keep it moving. So fellas, let me know, am I off? Am I putting too much thought into this? Like I said, it was just my thought, because I was just trying to figure out like what has happened over the past few years, because before I could go anywhere. I could be at the gas station, the grocery store, walking down the street, and men would be like, they would stop me, hey, I find you attractive, can I get your number, whatever. I get stares. They looking at me, I'm looking at him, they looking at me, I'm looking at him. And we looking like, are we gonna say anything? So yeah, that's my thought process. Let me know. What is the reason? What is the reason? What is the reason?
You know, I really do see where some of these women are coming from, because that's the way that it used to be. Back in the day, a man could, within reason, understand where a woman was coming from. If she was feeling him, like all the cheesy stuff that you kind of see in movies and stuff like that, he could see it and reasonably tell. Now, not everything is black and white, but back in the day, I would say a guy had a reasonable chance. There's a reasonable certainty that she at least wants you to come up and have a conversation with her. If nothing else happens, she wants you to come up and talk to her. All the telltale signs, smiling at you, looking in your direction, kind of hovering around you, just like really in some ways childish, really, I don't want to say elementary like, but like very bashful in some instances with the way they interact with men. There was a certain song and dance to dating, to approaching. But nowadays, women will do all of this. Some women, I should say, will do all of this and not even want your attention. Well, they want your validation, but they don't want you around them. They'll do all of that and then be like, I wasn't even looking in your direction. And then when you catch them in the lie, they'll say, well, yeah, I was looking in your direction, but I really didn't want to do all of that. I wanted you to look at me. I wanted the attention from you, but I really didn't want to go anywhere past just this interaction. I really didn't even want to talk to you. If there's a way that I can farm this ego hit, this ego boost, then that's what I'm going to do. But since I haven't come up with something like that just yet, then I'm going to do everything. I'm going to do all of the flirting, and you're going to read it as the man correctly. But when you come up over here and you say, hey, how's it going? I'd like to get to know you. I'm going to act like you're the biggest creep in the world. I'm going to act like you're a weirdo. I'm going to make it seem like I didn't do anything. I didn't say anything. And why would this bozo ever come around me? And then I'm going to embarrass you online. And then in a few months, I'm going to wonder why no men are approaching me. It's because that man that I really wanted stayed back in the corner, sipping on his drink, saying, oh, she's a clown. I'm not going to go approach her either.
So a new study says 1 in 3 women have a backup guy. Yeah, a whole man. Just sitting on standby in case her current relationship doesn't work out. And it's usually not some random dude either. It's an ex she still talks to, a friend who flirts a little too much, or a guy who's always made it clear if she's ever single, he'll be first in line. Meanwhile, her man thinks they are solid. He's showing up, staying faithful, trying to build something real. And she's got a safety net just in case he stumbles. That's not harmless. That's not smart. That's not love. It's emotional insurance. And someone always ends up paying for it. Let's be honest. If roles were reversed and he had someone waiting in the background, wouldn't that feel like betrayal? Even if nothing physical ever happened. Because the truth is, if you are halfway out the door when telling someone you are all in, you are not loving them. You're just keeping them close until something better comes along. Let's do better. Be the kind of person who doesn't need a backup because they know how to show up for the one they chose.
One thing that I've learned about like men and like the things that they say is that like when men say that like they don't want to be in a relationship, it just means that they don't want to be in a relationship with you. And like I hate that so much because I have had so many guys say that to me and then go and like date some girl, and like literally that is like the feeling in the world when someone just basically lies to you and goes and just does the thing that they said that they didn't want to do, and it makes you feel that like you're not worthy of anyone. And like this is what I've been going through like for like so long with my dating life, and that hurts because it feels like I'm always the hookup girl. I'm always the hookup girl. I'm always the girl that they're with before they find their girlfriend. Literally without a doubt. And like, I don't know if I'm choosing the wrong guys. I don't know if there's something about me that like screams like, don't date this girl. But that is one of the worst feelings, I think, when it comes to dating and just trying to find someone, is just the fact that like people aren't gonna choose you, and people aren't gonna be honest about it, you know? Like, just say that you don't want to date me. Just say that you don't like me enough to date me. Like, don't say that you don't want a relationship, because that hurts, and that's like up. So if you do that, like, you.
So yesterday I was having a conversation with a guy friend of mine, and I realized fairly quickly that he, and I'm sure there's a lot of men that are like this, is a reactive, passive dater / hooker upper. Like, I have standards. I'm in charge of the direction that my dating life and sex life are going into. So if I meet somebody, I'm like, you have to have these things in line in order for me to want to participate in any kind of connection with you. And if you don't have those things, then I'm like, nah, this isn't gonna work. Versus what I'm hearing him say when talking about dating and women or some women is that he takes what comes to him. He does not actively pursue. But then when things come to him, he also is highly critical of how these things, these women, these situations are problematic. And I'm like, well, then why do you say yes to them? Like, if your logic at times is that a girl who slipped into your DMs for schmecks is not someone that you would consider a long-term partner, why did you have schmecks with them? Because no was an option for you, was it not? And the thing is, like, he's not the only person that I know that's like this. It just highlighted the situation and in the conversation last night. But there is a series of people that I know that are very passive in their existence, and things are consistently happening to them that they have no choice in the matter to deal with. And sometimes they willfully put themselves in circumstances that are like a clear no, don't do that. A lot of these people I had to cut out of my life because, and then some of them were women, it's like men and women, because there's no ownership of decision making. Now, one woman in particular that he was talking about is a woman that goes to his gym, and he had this thing about not dating people who go to his gym. I have that rule. A lot of people who go to the gym have that rule because you don't want to blow up your spot. I get you let your gym crush be just an imaginary crush. You don't go get more information. But there's a couple of girls that he's talked about that are at the gym that he's interested in, but he doesn't want to pursue them because he doesn't want to blow up his spot. That's his rule. Yet this woman seeks him out, slides into his DMs, and is like open to a hookup situation. And now he's blowing up his spot for someone that he's not even that interested in, or can't figure out what he's doing with, because everything that she's doing, he's just accepting. It's like he doesn't have any standards. I don't know why. This was blowing my mind last night. It wasn't this like, I don't know how to describe it. It wasn't this like, don't get me wrong, misogyny is wrapped into all decisions that men make when it comes to women, especially if they're not unpacking that. But I feel like the dangerous thing about a guy like him is that he considers himself a nice guy. And for the most part, he is a nice guy. He's somebody who commits, who's loyal, who has a sense of duty to relationships and things that a lot of women are looking for. However, this goes back to the idea that you should not seek men out. Yeah, that's why I'm making this video. I knew that I started this for a reason. Do not seek men out, because then they're just going to be fumbling. They don't have standards. They don't have boundaries. There's no. And I was like, I said no to a lot that I didn't want to have. I don't think he has said no very often to that presents itself to him, no matter what the package. He just goes, don't really care for this package, but I'm gonna do it. But then I'm gonna say that because this package showed up this way, it's on her, you know, the whole Madonna whore complex. And so she's not someone I would consider. And it's like, but you slept with her. You could have said no to that. Anyway, he gets approached by women all the time. Women hit on him all the time. He's like a conventionally good looking guy. Stop it. Stop hitting on these men. He needs to be starved of that so that he starts making his own decisions and he starts having to reflect on things. Now I don't know if I'm making sense in this video. Stop approaching men. Stop sliding into their DMs. You're not doing anything progressive or revolutionary here. All you're doing is leaning into uncertainty with a man so that you can be in charge of their uncertainty. That's not fun. I think that's the message. Okay.
Well, the average man is not going to have this experience, right? Your friend sounds like he's a Chad. But to be honest with you, he sounds like, and that's what he said that. Well, I don't really pursue because women come to me. Or they don't have to do that because women are coming to me. And I look at the thing that I want to entertain because I know I'm going to get it. So let me ask you a question, just really quickly. Would you say the same thing for women? Because you just said women do the same thing. There are women out there allowing men to come to them, entertaining men that they know they don't see a future with. So are we giving that same advice to women or not? Because there are a lot of women that are out here doing this, entertaining dudes that they know they see no future with, riding their stuff all over the town, multiple men over and over again, racking up bodies. And when a man says, a nice guy, a good guy, a guy verified with integrity, good behavior, comes and says, so what have you been up to? And she lies, and he goes and verifies. He can tell she's lying, number one. Number two, he goes and verifies what she's been doing on social media, and he says, that's not for me. Then all of a sudden it's a problem. All of a sudden she's distraught. All of a sudden she's online crying about the things that she doesn't get. God, why do I never get a good man? God, why is no man ever coming to approach me and pursue me? God, why do I only get the bums, the bridge trolls, and the ugly men? Why do I always get the chopped men? Because you've been out here messing around, doing the things that you had no business doing. And when the thing that was supposed to come to you, that actually came to you earlier, you missed out on it. You weren't looking for it. You were looking to waste time. So what you really actually need to be doing is talking about him, talking to him, and not entertaining him. You need to continue warning women against him. But of course, that probably won't work because these women ain't listening. They probably already know what this man is up to, but they don't care. They want a piece of the pie. Some of these women are just like that.
Excuse me, do you have a boyfriend? How? Hey, no, stop. Hey. Yo, chill out, bro. It's a joke, bro. It's a joke. Chill out. It's a joke. It's a joke. I actually the stupid. Watch out.
That man is out there living his best life this summer.
I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of the best thing ever to be dating a guy where you don't have to be worried about where he's at or what he's doing, just because he's built such good rapport with you and your friends and stuff to like not be on any BS. Like the guy I'm dating right now, he said he was gonna come over tonight after I got off the gym, and I texted him when I was leaving the gym and I was like, hey, like I'm coming home, whatever. He said he was gonna bring me dinner earlier, and he didn't respond, and I called him and he didn't answer, and I was like, okay, that's weird. So I called one of my girlfriends and I was like, hey, this is what's happening, and she was like, oh, that's so like not like him, whatever. And I was like, I know, right? And so I check his location and he's just at his house, and I was like, he's definitely asleep, definitely asleep. And I was just like, it's just so refreshing to be able to experience that and not be like, oh my god, he didn't respond, like what is he doing, let me blow up his phone. Like, oh, like it had been like an hour and a half, and then he called me back while I was on the phone with my friend. I was like, oh, he's calling me right now. And I was like, hey, and he's like, oh my god, babe, I'm so sorry, like I was asleep. I was like, I knew you were asleep, dude. Like I don't assume you're doing something sketchy. Like you literally have built such good rapport with me and my friends that it would be like it's unlikely that you're doing something you like shouldn't be doing. I don't know, I just feel like that's what like girls' minds automatically go to when they're like, oh, he's not answering, like what is he doing, he said he was gonna do this and he's not gonna do it. Like the guy that I'm dating now, he does what he says he's gonna do, and he is a man of his word. So I like in that moment wasn't tripping, you know what I'm saying? And he literally called me and was like, I'm about to bring you dinner right, and I'm like, okay, like all I'm saying is that I put up with some bull in my past, and it just makes me realize that, y'all, listen, all men are not like that, and you are not, your nervous system is not gonna have to be in fight or flight. Like if you actually, you know, date the guy who likes you.
I'm happy for you, but I think like this, you and your friend's comment is a little bit weird, to be honest with you. I don't know where that came from. I don't know if you are thinking that he's going to be beholden is not the word that I'm looking for, but it's almost like a committee. You know what I mean? Like, well, me and my friends make decisions together, and I wonder if that's kind of what you're going to be doing in the relationship going forward. Because if that's what you're thinking, you need to cut that out now, right? And I hope my assumption is wrong. I hope I'm off on that, but you know, just that comment there sounds weird to me.
Just picture a girl looking at her phone and being like, oh, him again. While you're literally waiting for a text. Oh, okay.
So my man has been complaining and he's like, why don't you want to get on top anymore? And I'm all like, because I feel fat and I look fat. I feel gross. And he's like, it's okay, baby. I make you fat. Come here. And I was like.
So basically what you're telling me is that the man continues to do all the work in every facet. Work, bedroom, and y'all sit up there and say, it's y'all. That oh, you want me to come home and do it? You're not doing nothing. You're just laying there. Ugh.
I feel like I would be a great boyfriend. Get her just because flowers, and then keep one stem to myself so I know when the flower is dying, and then when it dies I can get her a new one. I would write her a random long paragraph when she's asleep, so when she wakes up she can see my long love letter that I wrote. And handwritten letter too. I think I would write like handwritten letters for her, because I think that speaks volume. If my girlfriend were to tell me that she's interested in certain things, I think I would study that. Once you show your interest in their interest, then they start to think like, wow, you really spent a lot of time to get to know about me and my interests. So I feel like that says a lot. Ooh, I would take really good candid photos of her because I know the angles. And then when she's just like not expecting it, when she's just drinking matcha latte, walking on the street, smelling the flowers, I would be like the secret photographer or like paparazzi low-key, and then just like take really good pictures for her Instagram. I download my own period tracker app so it syncs with her, so I know when she's in her luteal phase, so I can prepare what her emotions are going to be like and just get like a little gift basket for her. I would plan like little fun surprise dates that she has like no idea of, but she just only gets like the dress code, time and date, like not really what we're doing, but like take her around.
So when's a man going to be working, making all the money that you want? Somebody in the comments said friend zone speed run. Somebody else in the comments said describing the man y'all ignore. That's really what it is, man. This is foolishness, man. And it's not to say that you don't treat your woman right. You don't you don't consider what your woman would want. I think that you're supposed to do that. You should be doing that. But a man has his own life. You guys keep on saying this stuff like a man isn't supposed to be doing something else. Like the entire existence of a man is to think about you day and night, 24/7. The man has to work. The man has a different life that he wants to live. Things that he wants to do. Y'all, when a man says, if a man should say, I want a traditional wife, the first thing y'all call that man is controlling and manipulative. Oh, you want me to stay at home barefoot and pregnant in the kitchen? You don't want me to have a career? What are you trying to do? Trying to keep me in a dungeon somewhere? No, this is just the life that I wanted to live. This is the way I see my life going. No, I hate that. You're not going to make me do that. I want a career. We go back to, what's her name? Camille White. Out in here talking about how perfect her husband is. And then talking about how she's considering a divorce. Just could be anything. I don't know who I am. I've been married for 10 years, got married when I was 22. Now I'm 32. I really don't know what I want for my life, so I need to go and figure that out. But you want a man following you around all day. You want his life to be your life while you continue to figure your life out. I'm sorry, man. Y'all be way too unstable. Y'all's thoughts, emotions be way too unstable for anybody to be following y'all around, stiffing y'all's behinds.
When I worked at a restaurant and a couple came in, I would only talk to the girl, and I loved it. I was so extra with it. The guy would be like, oh, like, can I get a table for two? And I would look at her and I'm like, yes, we can. And it was awesome because he just looked so confused. And I would do that for two reasons. One, because it would hype the girl up, and two, because some girls would get really mad if you talk directly to their boyfriend for some reason. And she would just look so hyped up. So I'd really recommend doing that if you work at a restaurant.
That's what I keep on telling you guys. These women, they're not socially intelligent at all. And they get on here talking about this nonsense, and it makes them look like idiots.
Hey y'all, it's your girl Renelle Janice. We finna get right into the nitty gritty. There's a video talking about my age, and it sucks that I have to do this, but showing off my face card is never something I'm turning down. So let's get into this video. This was me at 14. Obviously you see the 1 and the 4. 14 years old. I got pregnant a little bit after this. This was in July. My birthday's in July. I got pregnant a little bit after this. I was not pregnant here. I was 14 years old here. Y'all see the 1 and the 4? Y'all see it? Okay. This is me at 15 when I went to homecoming. Y'all see my face? That's when I went to homecoming at 15. This is also me at 15. Y'all see? Do y'all like that I have my body showing this time? Does that give teenager? Okay. Here's another one of me at 15. Y'all see the body is never. Continuing. This is when I was 16 years old. Y'all see? I was 16 here. Also, my brother died at 16, so that's probably why you guys see I look old. You know, a toll like that definitely does do something to you, losing your sibling. 5 minutes from your doorstep, too. But continuing. Oh, and your dog a few months later. Continuing. Here's me at 17. Y'all see the 1 and the 7? That means 17 is not a new number. I was 17 here. That's my birthday. Y'all see birthday girl? Okay. Here's another one of me at 17. Body stay T. And I been had my son. Been. Okay. This is me at 16, still in school. This is a little bit before COVID started and we stopped going to school. So what was that? 2019? 2020? Here's another picture of me at 17 in school before they shut school down for COVID. Here's my senior pictures of me as CNA, still 17. I became a CNA. Y'all see my brother and my son is here in my sash. I took CNA pictures because I came a CNA at 17. I didn't just do nothing with my life. Here's me at 18 years old. Yeah. Here's another one of me at 19 or 18, one of the two. I think it was 19 here. You guys see we're getting closer. This was me literally last week because my birthday was last week. So I was 20 here. And then I just celebrated my 21st birthday. Whoop, whoop. And so here's my pictures that I took. I have my blonde bust down, period. So yeah. So that's just for everybody to get their facts straight because I know my life. It's my life. So, and I see all the comments. I see all the hate comments. Thank y'all for 3K though. Period. We up. And I got more content for you coming. If y'all have any questions about my pregnancy, anything, y'all have multiple YouTube videos, I have multiple TikToks, but if y'all want me to answer them, let me know. I'm free today, and I got the time. I do.
Looks like your brother served in the military, so I appreciate your service, sir. And RIP, honestly. It's not really men in the comments talking about this. To me, she looks like she's 32, to be honest. Woman in the comments said that's a hard 16. Another one said 16 is the clearest face shot. It gave 30. It gave 30 then. Somebody said, I don't know, I need a birth certificate. Another woman said, why does she keep talking about her body as a teenager? Somebody else said, definitely thought you were in your 30s before you even started talking. A woman said it's giving 48 years old. It's in the comments. It's women in the comments. I'm telling you, she looks 32 to me. Another woman says, dang, that's a hard 21. Somebody else went from 15 to 30. You don't look old, just older than 21. For sure. The woman says, I'm 36 and you look my age. Another woman, and I think this is it right here, or at least a little bit. Well, somebody said 21, more like 41. Dang. Woman said, people don't understand trying to be grown at a young age. Ages you so bad. It's okay to be young, ladies. Well, that's what we continue to tell a lot of these young ladies out here, a lot of these modern women. You don't know what you're doing. You don't know the type of stuff that you're getting into when you try to be out here shaking it. And like somebody else said, why is she talking about her body as a teenager? Why are you obsessed with the way you looked as a teenager? I get it, but maybe that's something that you keep inside. Maybe that's something that, you kind of look at it and say, ooh, I had it really going on to yourself. You wouldn't brag about that on the internet. But because a lot of these modern women are they're so self-absorbed, really honestly and truly, they overdo it. They do too much. I like what this lady said. You're trying to grow up. You're trying to be more than what you actually are. And you don't need to be. You need to be a child. You need to do things as a child. You need to learn things. You don't need to be out here trying to act like Kim Kardashian or one of these other influencers at showing off all this or acting a certain way. You need to get in there and you need to get your education, get out of school, find you a nice job, build a family, and go on about your business.